Well, we got caught by the weather last night and the possums got drenched, so we've hung them out to dry. I felt like that myself once or twice. We'll have to wait for them to dry before we can put them through the plucker. As you can see, I had a bit of a mishap last night and the possum line fell down. Fortunately the possums dried. It was quite windy last night even though it rained. We went out for a bit of a spotlight, didn't see much, so we're going to pull the pin on this area and move on. Our next stage in the journey is down at Mciver. So I'll do a few videos from down there. Very interesting place, Kaimanawa horses and amazing country, but very, very cold. So after the well, we're north of the Coromandel, we're up north of Auckland, so the climatic change is going to be a challenge. So the next stage in the process is to cut off the feet of the possums. The reason I do that is I've had my hands badly mauled before by possum claws as they're dragged into the plucker. I also cut off the tip of the tail. The reason I do that is the curve of the tail tends to wrap around the paddles and the possum gets dragged into the plucker and it jams it up and it slows the process down and it's just downright annoying. So I'll get this tidied up. I'll show you how I whack the feet off. You can do it any way you like, or you may not do it at all, and we'll go into the next stage of possum plucking. Cutting the feet off possums. Not rocket science obviously. Just a tip, when I'm drying possums, which is not too frequently, but when I do I tend to tie them up in pairs and then hang that over a line. I just use the winch on the quad as you saw before if I'm up in the bush or wherever, but here we've got the shelter, which is great. Another thing is that when you cut the feet off, I use a machete. I've used loppers in the past. Machete seems to be the quickest way. There we go, done. Remember the tip of the tail so it doesn't get caught up in the possum plucker. And if you've got dogs, remember those. Leave these lying around. Dogs find them like caviar, scoff them down, and then suddenly you've got a massive vet bill and a very sick dog. So I know one dog that ate nearly a bucket full of them and didn't seem to do him any harm at all. He had a really good digestive system. Okay, so that's cutting the feet off possums. You probably won't need to watch this video again. So the next one will be on possum pluckers. I'll show you the one that I use. I use the Mciver backpack possum plucker. I've just bought a brand new one. I've had a couple in the past, which I've brought and sold for various reasons. We'll talk about those maybe in a later video, but I'll show you the practicalities of plucking possums in this one. Alright, and I'll stop trying to say all the time. So this is the Mciver possum plucker in action. As you can see, it's very quick and very efficient. This one seems to be losing a little bit of fluff out of the top of the machine, which is unusual. I've spoken to them about it. I made a couple of modifications to reduce it, which seem to have worked, but I'll need to get back in touch with them. You can buy these off Trade Me. Just Google Mciver possum pluckers. They also do a bench top model, and no, I'm not on a commission, but I just like the machines. And yeah, have a look at them. They'll cost about $2,500, which is a lot, I know, but if you're on a good possum block, they pay for themselves very, very quickly. So there you go, one backpack plucker, and that's how you pluck a possum.